families crying from all corners. And also, we could hear, friends and family members who had come around to monitor the entire session there, thrown into a state of shock. And just as that was being done swiftly, they've been able to make an arrangement for the samples to be sent to South Africa as well. So let's briefly get the minister update us on happenings.
Well, let's start by thanking the Almighty God for all He's done for us, and thanking Ghanaians and all world wishers across the world for being with us and supporting us and having our back in prayers and all that in this most critical moment in our country's history. It is the first time we are having this kind of tragedy. And as you may all know, we are grateful to God that we were able to retrieve all the bodies. And they were brought up in Accra last night, as you all know. But to speed up the investigation, obviously we need to do further examination and investigation just for the avoidance of doubt. And some of the forensic that needs to be done, taking samples have to be done outside the country. So that's why we are trying to fast track, and you see all that. We know that this evening the President will address the country and the world. So we hope that we'll all be patient and wait for the President address. But I want to thank the families sincerely for all the cooperation that we've had from them and the support they've shown. We know they are grieving, they are in a hurry to have their family members so that they can attend them. But we are happy that they are cooperating with us, because it's not just about burying, it's beyond burying, trying to establish what happened, how things went, so that we avoid it into the future. So we want to thank the family for all the support. And together with the Health Minister, the Minister for Lands, who is now acting as the Defense Minister, we've been working around the clock just to speed up everything. And this part of the process. So we are hoping that this will, when the President addresses the country, other further better particulars may be given. Thank you so much.
You were in tears yesterday. How are you holding up?
Well, aside everything, you are also a human being. So yes, we need to be able to hold on, to be able to move our country forward. You cannot continue crying forever, but we want to assure the family we are with them. We share in their pain, we grieve with them, and we are hoping that the good Lord will strengthen all of us in this difficult time.
Who is leading the team to South Africa?
Our forensic, the head of forensic at the police, CID, is the one leading that. Thank you very much.
Honorable,
in the next 12 hours, they will be able to give us all the
Honorable Minister of Health, a lot of people have been asking questions why this test wasn't done here in the country.
Well, even if anything at all is done in the country, sometimes we may require further confirmation outside the country. And so that's exactly what we are doing at the moment.
So how swift is this expected to be done?
Well, it is our prayers that it is done as soon as possible.
Thank you so much for your time. Right, so you've heard the Minister for Health speaking to us, and also Muntaka Mubarak also engaging us briefly, and you can clearly see the jet taking off now. Philip. Jet as it's about to take off, and we have been told by Honorable Muntaka Mubarak that the samples are being supervised by a lead in the forensic department of the Ghana Police Service. And just as the plane is moving smoothly and would soon be in the skies with pieces of souls of these 8 individuals who would soon be arriving in South Africa, we have our fingers crossed here in the country as well, awaiting for good news as soon as possible. At this point, I would just try and wrap it all up and then hand it all over back to Kemini Amano. But you can also see that a lot more of the people here are still deliberating on exactly what they are expecting the outcome to be. at the end of the day. So yes, basically just to run you through exactly what has been happening here. We are at the Jubilee Lounge. We've been here for the past 30 minutes, and we have been running you what happenings here on the fact that the samples of the 8 individuals who unfortunately lost their life to the helicopter crash are being transported to South Africa to aid in DNA identification for families to be able to rectify who exactly their loved ones are, so that it can aid in speeding up processes for the burial to be able to happen as soon as possible. You've heard Honorable Muntaka Mubarak already speaking on the fact that this is very important, and also the Honorable Minister of Health as well. And just like you've heard him tell you, they've already had a person who was leading the delegation to South Africa, and we're just awaiting for the results, which we have been told should be in 5 to 6 days. My name is Godwin Asideba. Over to you back in the studios, Kemini.
Indeed, Godwin, we appreciate the report, and hopefully you are able to get us a few more interviews, particularly to do with investigations, as we see the IGP, Christian Teteyohonu, and COP Lydia Donko, the CID boss, also there with the entourage that saw the bodies of, or the remains of, more appropriately so. But while we see those live visuals from the tarmac there, we know that essentially the flight has left for South Africa, where the DNA testing will take place. The Interior Minister is very clear when he says, look, we are very grateful for the patience of the Ghanaian people, but particularly the families who would want closure at this point. But he also makes the point that closure will be best when the appropriate processes are followed, which includes the forensic analysis of the remains in South Africa. He hopes that that will happen as soon as possible. The health minister also explains why that could not take place here. Hopefully, we'll hear from the police as well. Many of you are wanting to get to the bottom, many of us really are wanting to get to the bottom of this, and hopefully the police will tell us a bit more about how investigations are ongoing. It's indeed a military aircraft, what role they may be playing in that, seeing that they are there as well for this national tragedy that has unfolded since Wednesday. I want to take you back into time while Godwin puts himself together to get us some few more voices from the tarmac of the Kotoka International Airport. We'll take us back into time when some dignitaries also visited the home of the Tamale Central MP, the Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, who was killed in the crash on Wednesday, Dr. Ibrahim Mahama. Let's start off with the Attorney General, who had a rather very emotional comment on the person.
You have
If
to
there
check.
was anyone
But where were you?
in Parliament that we could count on to speak the truth and to be honest and straightforward, he was one of them. Not only was he God, this is really very difficult. You know, in our politics, integrity is a very rare commodity. But this young man had it all. He loved this country. He loved the NDC as a political tradition. He spoke true to power, and that is what we need. And Ghana has not only lost a rare commodity in our politics, in the person of the Honorable Mutala, but someone who is also, at the same time, very patriotic. And for me, it was his commitment to do the right thing that stands out very clearly for me. I'm very sure that he has left, even in this short political career, the Honorable Murtala Mohammed has left an indelible mark in my culture. A man is not supposed to cry, but this is too much.
It is too much indeed. That's how we've all been feeling since Wednesday, but more so those who have worked very closely, those who are very closely linked with the deceased or the victims of Wednesday's crash. Again, we're bringing you some live visuals as the flight takes off. It has taken off. It's in the skies now, headed for South Africa. We expect to hear word on the forensic analysis in what we have been told to be 5 to 6 days. We look forward to what information is brought to the country, more especially the families, so they can have some closure in interning their deceased relatives. But again, some live visuals from there, we still see that security is there, the police are still gathered there. I see COP Lydia Donko in the back of the three officers there, right there in your shot, obviously having deliberations with other top couples of the police service. Initially, she had those deliberations with the IGP Christian Teteyohonu. You know, it will be a great time if we could speak to them and find out how those investigations are ongoing. But there you have it. The plane has departed. The jet has departed. But obviously, people are still reflecting on what has happened since Wednesday. A lot of us are still in shock, in denial, in a lot of pain, and hurting deeply for the demise of these 8 gentlemen. Gentlemen we now call the fallen heroes of this country. Going over them, we know the Defense Minister, Dr. Omane Boama, the Tamale Central MP and Member of Parliament, Tamale Central MP and Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, Dr. Ibrahim Mahama, Dr. Samuel Sapon, who's a National Vice Chair for the NDC. We also know about Alhaji Muniru Mohammed, the Acting National Security, Deputy National Security Coordinator, Squadron Leader Peter Anala, a member of the crew. Indeed, he was the lead pilot, as we've been told, of this crew, the 3-member crew. Sergeant Enes Adomensa and Flying Officer Chum Ampedu. And in no particular order, so to speak, Samuel Abuaje, Samuel Abuaje is the Deputy NATMO Coordinator. And yeah, we lost all 8 of them in that Wednesday crash. They were headed to Obuasi for an event to improve the fight against Galamsey, so to speak. I do want to continue as a journey back into time. Earlier today, we know that the former finance minister, Dr. Amin Adam, also shared his reflections on the loss of these men.
Alhaji Muniru, similarly, is a senior brother of mine. I was with him only about a month ago at the Gondaland Youth Association meeting. And so, like all the others, so it's a national tragedy. God has done his work. He chooses when he brings us into this world, and he chooses when he takes us away. I would like to propose that there is a comprehensive parliamentary inquiry into this accident. It's a major accident. Ghana is not the same with the passing of these great men of our country. We can't let it just pass, so that we can learn lessons from that, so that we can prepare ourselves never to see this again. It's so unfortunate that this has happened at this time. 2 serving cabinet ministers and servicemen who are contributing gallantly to the development of our country would just lose their lives in such an accident. I mean, it's a very difficult situation for us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dr. Amin Adam there. We know that the president will address the nation a little later. It will be the first time he will be publicly speaking on the air incident that took place on Wednesday. Now, some news just coming in. The Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amoakohene, is updating us on a few things. One, he says the black box has been found. Again, the country has been on the edge of our seats, asking when the black box will be found. If it has been found, now we know that the black box has been found, courtesy the Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amoakohene. Now, his announcement of the finding of the black box is coming shortly after the remains departed the shores of our country for South Africa for forensic analysis. Also, remember, earlier today, a fresh team of investigators had gone back to the crash site to find important details that could help us get to the bottom of the crash. And the black box is one of those details that had to be found, or one of those items that had to be found from the crash site. Now, this is a flight data recorder. It also records audio of what's going on in the flight. If we're lucky, we'll know that what exactly happened before the flight